Morning, guys. It's Monday morning. It's been a few days since I put a video out. It's already like 75 degrees. We're in a bit of a heat wave here. High 80s every day. It's been like that for 4 or 5 days now, and supposed to be like that for another week and a half. So I had to step away from the garage for a few days, do some yard work. Lovely. Tore down an old fence. Took a couple loads to the dump. Took a load of scrap iron to the scrap yard, cut the grass, hack up some old wood and crap like that, just clean up the yard. I gotta do that every once in a while, keep the neighbors happy and keep the bylaw officers away, if you know what I mean. So keep the yard kind of tidy looking and clean looking, and it helps. So did that, but it's time to get back to work on the truck. So today's goal is to get after the box, get it into epoxy and get it together so I can start body working it. So that's what we're gonna do, and yeah, might as well just get after it, man. All right, so I was finishing up stripping the inside of the front panel and come across an issue. You can see that a few holes through there, and it's the exact same location on this side as well. So I'm gonna cut these out and weld in patches. We'll see what's going on underneath, but yeah, I think that should take care of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those out, make up patches. So there you go. Hey, so I cut them out. I'm just gonna make up my template out of cardboard. Got some white cardboard here. We'll just put it over the hole, and then we'll just run our dirty fingers on it. There we go. That's our patch. So I'll just trim that out, transfer it to metal, and weld them in. And I might as well do both at the same time. So you see, all this time your mother was wrong. It pays to have dirty hands. Alright, so it's freaking hot out, so I went and put my welding shorts on and cut my piece out, cleaned up the edges. Now there's a slight curve here at the top, and I did that just with a hammer on the vise. So it's got a bit of a curve to it. So I'm going to weld the top and the sides, tack that in, and then I'm probably going to have to double cut the bottom of it. It looks like my patch is just a little bit too big, but that's fine. You can trim it in after. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to cut it. Okay, pretty sure you've seen me do this before. I'm just going to ride the disc on this edge here and just open up the hole underneath. There we go. All right. Not gonna lie to you, it's really tough to see just from glare. Okay, I think you get the idea. And I'll just finish cleaning that off and do the other one exactly the same. Okay, so there's my two patches done, cleaned up, looking good. Calling this piece done. In the corners here, I just went with some sandpaper by hand just to scuff it up. Big thing here was to get these edges here where it butts up to the bed sides, because I want to seal them up with epoxy for sure before I put the box together. So yeah, we clean those up both ends. It's all good. So yeah, I'm going to finish up moving this piece around, and it's too damn hot to work out here. So I'm gonna go inside, maybe do some buffing and stuff, and I'll get back on the box when it cools down a bit. It's pretty close to 90 degrees right now, and yeah, I'm already cooked. So yeah, we'll go inside in the shade. It's about 20 degrees cooler in the garage. Okay, so it's the next day. Hot again. But I welded the stake pocket on last night on this side, and then it started to get dark. So this morning I've cleaned up all the welds and I'm ready to move on to the other box side. So yeah, I'll just show you quick what I did. There we go. I mean, this thing is rough, man. It's going to take a lot of body work to straighten this out. And this area up here underneath, I'm going to get that once I've got the box all together, so it's standing straight up and down. I think it'll be easier to work on, and yeah, just go from there. So the big deal here today is to get the inside of the box in epoxy, and where the like I said before, you know, get this sealed up as well. Same as the back piece, the lower back piece. We'll get that cleaned up and sealed up as well, and then we can put it together. So I'll get on the second box side and go until it gets too hot, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so you can see it takes about 400 pairs of vice grips to hold this thing together, and I'm gonna have to move them down as I work my way down the stake pocket. What I'm mostly concerned about is welding it to the box side itself. There's extra holes in here in the sides and stuff like that. Those I can fill after. I just want to be able to epoxy the inside of the box so I can put this thing together. Then things like stripping underneath there will be a lot easier. So that's my big concern. Got a few plug welds to do here, and then I'm also going to weld along the edge, I think, along the seam. And that should keep everything together nicely. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, weld that in, and as soon as the sun gets behind the trees a little bit, I should be able to flip things over and spray it with epoxy. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, so I'm pretty much done welding on the box sides themselves, and the tailgate, or front panel I should say. Don't have a tailgate yet, and the back piece. So I want to spray the inside with epoxy, let it set up overnight so that tomorrow should be good to go to put this thing together, get it up on sawhorses, and then I can start get on spraying the outside of it and start doing some body work. So yeah, I guess I'll set up the camera and mix up a batch of epoxy and get after it. All right, thought I'd show you this real quick. This is the epoxy. You got the epoxy primer, and you've got the activator. In this case, the activator is black. You can also get white, which gives you a gray. I prefer the black because I like it underneath the gray regular primer, so that when I'm sanding I can see my high spots easier. You mix this stuff 1-to-1. Like I say, it's a PPG product, and I like to thin it out a little bit with some reducer because it's very thick and it doesn't spray well. But if you reduce it just a little bit, it'll spray fine. So yeah, I'm gonna mix up a peanut butter jar full, and we'll get after it. All right, I've closed the big door and mixed up a can, and away we go.
And there we go. I'm going to give it another good coat just like that one and call it done.
Okay, so that'll be it for today's video. Those pieces are black and they can be assembled. So that, you know, where the pieces go together, it's sealed up good. I don't have to worry about it. So first thing in the morning, I mean, outside now it's still, what? Still 85 degrees, so that stuff's going to dry really quick. I'm just going to leave it out overnight. There's zero chance of rain. We haven't seen a cloud here in 6 days, so that's good. So yeah, in the morning, while it's still cool, I can bolt it together and get it up on sawhorses where I want to work on it, and finish cleaning up all the little corners and what have you, and then can spray the outside of it and start body working. So yeah, there's more waves on those box sides than the North Atlantic, but we'll straighten it out. It's going to take some work though, but hey, whatever. Got to work with what you got, so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, and while it's super hot during the middle of the day, I've been dicking around with the buffing machine and what have you inside the garage. So once that's all done, the stuff that I have painted, well, I can assemble these pieces and get them together. I got my brake lines coming for the master cylinder down to the proportioning valve, so I can get them in. I want to put them in before I install the fenders. It's just going to be easier. And yeah, got that line coming tomorrow. So yeah, we're moving right along. Get the fenders on this thing, the inner fenders and all that stuff. And new subscribers, thank you very much. And like I said, I'd taken a few days off out of the garage to do some yard work, so it's been 5 days, 6 days since I put out a video. So you know, tell your buddies, tell your chums, spread the word, like the channel, all that good stuff, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I truly would appreciate it. And you know, just trying to grow the channel into something cool. So yeah, I need subscribers to do that. So there you go. And if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.